Hey, how are you doing? This is Kierra King here, coming to you on my YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out. If you are not, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell. We are going to be diving into the energy for the rest of September. So I want to go back to a couple weeks ago, the beginning of the month, and I was talking about a timeline split. I just want to bring to your awareness if the last couple of weeks have just been like, whew, what just happened? We went through a timeline split, okay? So some of us were really working out our stuff, like revisiting our shadows, the shadow side of us, like doing some deep introspective work and healing. Some of us were ready for a quantum leap, or maybe in business or relationships or around health, making new goals, relationships ending, new ones coming in, that type of thing. That is what has been really at the surface of our ascension right now. Now, what we're doing now moving forward, this is the year of the soul, and I'm going to keep on talking about and saying that 2020 is the year of the soul, and that's because excuse me, this is the year that we really begin to start to understand what soul feels like, or what higher self is like, or our intuition. And our soul is like, hey, come on, let's grow. We're here for growth. We're not here for playing games. We're here to grow and expand and learn new things, right? That's what this life is about. And what is different about this life, what I want you guys to know, those of you who especially identify as old souls or mystics or starseeds or whatever it is, whatever the verbiage is, one thing is true, is that we are all on this path to self-discovery, to maybe awakening our gifts, to learning more about the depths of ourselves. And that is why I'm so devoted, and I want you guys to know I'm so devoted to helping us all understand our multidimensional gifts and committing to our calling, because that is what our soul is here to do. So I'm going to give you some information, but first, before I get into like the way that I see the cosmic energy and what's influencing us for the next couple of weeks, I want to talk about some things. So you need to know that your there's strength in softness just as much as there's strength in like taking action and being bold. So just know that we are really bumping up against our soul will learn lessons, right? And there are some of our lessons where that have been repetitive lessons. So this life is about breaking through those repetitive lessons on so many levels, you guys. And so you just need to know that the energy supporting us right now is so beautiful. It's like breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough. Like you can't get it wrong. We just can't get it wrong. Okay, we need to remember this is what's rekindling in our relationship with the higher dimensions. We've been so locked out. Humanity has been locked out of the higher dimensions that we've forgotten. So we're learning to trust again. We're learning about faith again. We're learning about these intangible ideas again, because it's more of a feeling. It's something we just know deep inside. And that is like the way forward, you guys, is listening to that deep, deep, deep inner well of life, that inner spring. Okay, that's what we're all connected to. And so it's rekindling that relationship, and the energy coming through, and I'm going to be talking about this here in a second, is supporting that inner revelation or that inner revolution. Okay, so you just need to know that for the rest of this year, and especially moving into the latter part of this month, around the 29th, really like the 27th and to the 29th, and really around the 30th and the 1st of October, so this is September, these dates that are coming through, is really about, okay, you have a threshold, you've done all this work, you've done all these amazing things through this year, let's have your breakthrough that you've been asking for. And you guys, I'm so sorry, please give me 1 second. I'm just going to walk across the room and grab my charger cord real quick. 1 second, I'm still here. So with that is the energy that I'm going to be talking about today. And that's about gentleness. And there's a lot of influence coming up from Venus, the Venusian energy, as well as, there we go, I'm all plugged in, as well as Atlantis. Okay, so this is what I want you to know. Humanity has records, okay, records and libraries of, not humanity, the earth. Okay, the earth has a lot of records, and this is interdimensional energies or grids that have an influence on us, just like the moon has an influence on our emotions every single month. Okay, so what is being activated on our planet right now is the relationship between Venus and Atlantis. Okay, so this is really beautiful. I've been seeing this come in since February, like a lot of the grid on our planet. Okay, so let me draw this for you guys. The grid on our planet, so like there's energy grids. Okay, we know about this. They're called, some of them are called ley lines. Okay, so but there's many different grids. So the Atlantis portals that were closed are going to be opening up. They already started getting opened up. So those of you who do excuse me, there we go. Those of you who do grid work, you know, you work the grid, or you send love to planet Earth, or have good intentions for humanity. That's in a nutshell grid work. Okay, there's more technical stuff that energy workers do to help humanity and or help consciousness. Okay, so anyhow, these portals are going to be are activated, and they're opening up. And then we have this beautiful planet, Venus, that has an influence. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but they may have, there's articles I've been reading about maybe, you know, ideas of life on Venus. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. So anyway, the Venusian energy is starting to influence what I'm talking about here, our heart. Okay, like this call home to being gentle with ourselves and others, to honor our gentleness, to that we can enter a space of tenderness with life. And that is for all of us, that we were set up, like our makeup is coded with health. Our makeup is coded with possibilities and opportunities. Okay, and what the energy that's what I'm seeing that aligns with these days. Now, those of you who are astrologers, you might look into this. I mean, I'm not an astrologer, but there's some sort of opening happening here for all of us around love. So self-love, abundance, opening up to new possibilities that our soul is here to receive, because this is such an auspicious time for us to awaken and rebirth ourselves, reinvent ourselves, rekindle our relationship with life and our dreams. Okay, really a time for us to begin to create a new reality. Now, the reason why I say that is because what I'm seeing for the month of October, which I'm not seeing a lot, I mean, getting a lot of that information yet, but what I'm seeing for the month of October is it's all about the rebirth of your power, the rebirth of your confidence, the rebirth of, you know, your creative energy. How do you want to express yourself? What's the truth of your soul? Okay, where are you? How are you steering your life? Okay, these are really deep questions. Okay, and this is what the year of the soul is doing for us. So if we bump up against hardship, if we bump up against pain, or, you know, these lower vibrations, which I'm not saying to avoid it, right? It's inevitable. We live in a world where there's polarity, excuse me. This is all for our benefit, and we want to look at everything as our benefit. Okay, so it's very positive. So use this time, use the rest of September to say, okay, well, like, what really isn't working for me? What's not working for me? And get it out of my life. Because you have the opportunity to lean into the faith that, yes, it will be replenished. You have the ability, and we are so supported the way that I'm seeing this, not only the Venusian energy, but the Atlantean energy, there's going to be activations on our planet, what I'm seeing around October 3rd. So we're really preparing ourselves. We're always preparing, right? There's cycles upon cycles and activations and all like this really interesting things that are going on in the ethers all the time. And then we just feel it. And we're like, oh, what's going on? Is Mercury in retrograde, right? Like, or is it the full moon? What the heck? I feel something, right? But it's a little bit more in depth, and this is what I feel my responsibility is, um, what my soul is created for, to help bring this information forward. If you guys have ever heard my story, I'll just share it with you real quick, especially those of you who are new to me. When I was 14 years old, you guys, I was going to be a youth pastor. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a youth pastor. I was and still am devoted to Jesus, to God, Krishna, you know, all the names. I love God. So I was at a church camp when I was 14 years old, and the pastor had called for, like, you know, speaking in tongues or the gifts of tongues or something like that. And I was always that person to, like, go to the front, and like I was on, like, the worship team and singing and stuff like that. I just loved it. And this time I felt like I needed to pull back. So anyways, I started speaking in tongues, but it lasted for like 13, 14 hours. But not only that, it was also channeling and writing in different languages and speaking different languages. And in this period of like a 13 or 14-hour period, I started seeing, I had the ability to start seeing in just different realms. That's the best way that I could put it. So yeah, I've seen angels, I've seen different life forms, I've seen life on different planets, and this is something that has been constant and consistent in my life, and I've never had anyone be able to, I've never had a teacher to, like, try to break this down for me. It's just something that I've learned. And then a couple years after that, I was about 16, 17, and I started having natural healing abilities. And I always go back, I was like, something happened during this time. And I just put it, like, I just leave it to God. And it's something that, like, this force has always led me, and it's so loving, and it's so beautiful, and it's so kind, and it's so gentle, and it's so nourishing. And that's why I'm so dedicated to helping all of us understand that the unseen world is not a place to be feared, that your gifts, your multidimensional gifts, your healing gifts, your psychic gifts, your ability to change your thoughts and your mind is very powerful and very real, and we have help. And I feel that when I bring this information to all of us, is that gentle reminder that we are not alone, that we have these amazing abilities to activate ourselves, to activate new potentials, that this life doesn't have to be to this boring 9-to-5 job, that we can liberate ourselves, you know. Let me know if you feel the same way. And I feel that I love sharing this information with you guys, because we're not alone. Like, there's our experiences, like our experiences around spiritual awakening, our experiences around, you know, the supernatural, whatever it is. And I'm not talking about like ghosts and spirits like that. I mean, like, the healing forces of love, of creator, of the elements, is woven inside of us. And so often we forget our power and our connection and our own connection, right? That's what I'm getting at, is that we have our own connection. We don't have to always go through guides and mystics and oracles or cards or whatever it is. And I'm going a little off, you know, theme here or whatever. But it's so important that I communicate this, because the year of the soul brings us back, that we have our own connection with the divine, that we can and we are very capable to following our higher life's path. And the energy, this timeline split, so if you watch my video from 2 videos ago, I talked about a timeline split that's going to be helping us to the energy of now. So moving forward, remember that the unseen world is safe, and that what I'm seeing is the Venusian energy and the Atlantean energy is activating our hearts and our earth energy, but an earth energy around abundance, around love, around just we might be able to feel and have access to more of the angelic realm. Okay, so just know that. Okay, I love you. I hope that this serves you. One last thing before I jump off. I want you to know September 29th, I've designed a 3-week course that teaches you how to connect with the energy of your higher self, clear any money tension that you have in your energy field. It teaches you the difference between intuition and soul. We're going to be practicing some yoga together. Every single day we have some sort of connection, journaling. We go down the rabbit hole a little bit around what we think is real. All right. So I'm going to leave you with this. We know your higher self is a badass because it has the ability to perceive past any limitations, and we have every single right and capability to keep on growing and ascending beyond past what we perceive is a block or a limitation. I hope that this serves you today. If you're interested in joining, check out the link below or go to KierraKking.com and you are going to be connected to your higher self as a badass. If you are not in my Facebook group yet, Soul Awakened Leaders, make sure that you hang out with me in there. I hope you have a beautiful evening or a beautiful day wherever you're at. Bye.